What's up everybody, this is Ripples in Wales back for another video. I hope you're all doing well and having a great day wherever you are in the world and whatever you're doing. Happy Friday everyone. It's about 4 PM here on Friday. I've just been working in the garden today and now I thought we'd come and do a super short video. This is going to be a complete freestyle, but there's a couple of things that's worth mentioning over the past few days, and a little bit about diversity of portfolios, which I had a conversation with a colleague last night somewhere at I work, and it was a totally crypto conversation. He was asking, about the various layer ones, and we had a bit of a deep dive regarding that. And so I thought, yeah, I should also pass this on to you. It was really kind of valid points and some ideas of kind of future thinking, which you all have to kind of embed into your long-term horizons that we always talk about on this channel. I had a lot of friends asking me now if they should go into crypto and how much they put in and all this kind of stuff, and I'm very I can never tell them any answers specifically. I'm very cautious of how I deal with anyone like that these days. Back in cycle 1 I was so psyched and young with it, you show everyone how to do it. These days I've learned a little bit to be a bit more wise about who I tell and how I tell them things, and that goes for you lot as well. You pick up some ideas along the path, and you pick up a bit more wisdom, and you learn how to vet who you speak to, how to read the room, because not everyone will be on your side should there be high market volatility. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, so this is my Twitter handle at Ripples in Wales. Come and say hi, and please give the video a like if it's of any use to you. Subscribe and share it with other people if you feel that it gives you value. So things that are going on in my world with crypto. I am currently having a good old vet of the space right now. We're in the kind of the boring sentiment phase where people don't really know what's going on, and this is because they probably don't understand the Bitcoin cycles. Once you understand the Bitcoin cycles, this is a very easy dynamic to understand. I think this is missing from most people's psyches, and if they only lived a bit more by the Bitcoin clock, a lot of these kind of boredom phases, their scarcity phases, fear and stuff would all melt away, because that in a 4-year window, well, up until now, things have moved quite linearly, and I don't know if that's going to be the way of the future, but we can only look at the past to kind of gauge where we're at now. So let's have a look at the BTC chart, and let's have an explore. We're on a weekly here, and I think the chart's on logarithmic, but buzz off. So the most important thing here is to see the last cycle, or the last 2 cycles really. So we're entering cycle 4 now. This was cycle 2, this was cycle 3, and this is cycle 4. Cycle 3 was rather interesting because we had a very deep pullback in 2018. I remember this particularly. I thought it was going to go the other way, got completely wrong-footed here, and ended up buying here and then dropping down, and I was like, holy shit, learning my trade. But the amazing thing about these kind of the past, well, cycle 3 in particular anyway, it laid down a very nice formation for us, a structure of this total top. This is what we're in here, USD. I think we are in USD, yeah. So is it $18,000, $20,000? Then a prolonged bear market, a real fall through the floor down to $3,000, and then this kind of relief rally, as we call these now, this rather relief rally if you look at my cursor, and then following back down for the nice, this was the pandemic here, wasn't it? This kind of black swan event here, plandemic should I say, and then the relief bounce from that and up, and this structure is the most important one here. I like this because it shows a very similar pattern as to what we're in now. Also, we after the kind of this kind of pandemic, this is March 2020, we saw then the roaring explosion of Bitcoin up from there, straight on up over a number of months. It took it was over topped out March 2021 and then went on to complete for November 2021 and then fell back down. But the relief rally from here was the most important. you know, I've marked the bottoms in green here. You can see the two kind of the bottom here in the third cycle and the bottom here in the, well, the base of the fourth cycle. And we're in a relief rally phase here currently. As you can see, you know, I don't think we've completely topped out yet. It's hard to see when you condense the candles together. But you can see the relief rally. If you know, if we might go a stage higher, I don't know, maybe we won't. Maybe it'll fade off. We're under the 2-week moving average in a minute. But the likelihood is we probably will move a leg higher. Again, I'm not a TA guy, so don't trust exactly what I'm saying, please. But normally runs up to kind of a shoulder line on BTC and then rolls over. And you can see this rolling over here down to a low. Now, you've got that to come, okay, which then has quite a significant mark on the altcoin market, because Bitcoin has the largest dominance in any of the crypto sectors. So you've got this timeline to play out, you know, and we're in, if we assume that, you know, we probably top out by November and start receding, we can imagine that, you know, this from top to bottom here was June 2019 to the bottom was April 2020, which is 6 months. I recently just put a tweet out in the past couple of hours saying, listen, you've got 6 to 8 months to accumulate. And what I'm referring to is this part here. Once this starts rolling over, I will accumulate again. I accumulated at the bottoms here, and I'm waiting for a rollover and an accumulation here. Now that may not happen, I don't know. I've already got most of my positions in order, but if I get the chance again, I'm very much looking at layer ones. And this brings me on to my next topic of diversity. Over the past 2 cycles, I was very heavily, first cycle I was completely over diversified. Second cycle I was under diversified, and I was a lot in my positions with XRP. And obviously we missed the, if we just pull this up here, we missed the bull run in the cycle 3 because of the SEC lawsuit and a lot of other factors. But so did a lot of other altcoins. In fact, it wasn't just XRP, but, you know, I think we were capped, and most of my holdings were in XRP at that time. Now I've learned from that, and I've diversified out somewhat since then. I still have a large proportion of my holdings in XRP because now the stars are beginning to align and we get this lovely uptrend occurring in the charts, which is kind of forming according to the super cool TA guys like the Crypto Sniper. Well, they call it a high frequency funnel or an ascending triangle. And eventually this will probably break out in the next, well, you know, it could be 6 months, it could be longer, who knows. I'm not here to give times, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to be able to predict the market, and I certainly am not smart enough at TA. But let's assume in the next 12 months it breaks out, okay, and, you know, starts making move for higher highs. This will occur with most altcoins once the market starts to raise, so it probably gives us a small window of opportunity to accrue and accumulate other layer ones. Now, I have got my eyes on a number of layer 1 tokens. I've just been doing some reading today on the Bankless. They did a fantastic tweet regarding Solana. You know, I've not been a huge proponent and fan of Solana, mainly because I haven't researched it in depth. But now I am turning my sights to Solana and to other cryptocurrencies to build bags of for moves. You know, if these guys have got very large market caps, and they are likely to move with the market, and so it would be foolish not to have some positions in some of these other layer ones. They've got a lot of utility going on with them. They've got a lot of activity, rather. They've got a lot of dApps. They've got a lot of building going on. So it's really a smart move to hold a bag of L1s. This is the conversation I was having with my friend last night. And the ones that, the ones that I will be accruing will be Cardano, Solana, Polkadot. We will be also looking at Avalanche. I will be also purchasing Hedera Hashgraph, Algorand. I think that might be it for now. I will also be purchasing some Quant, some VE Chain, and a few others as well. I will try and have some exchange tokens in there. Might purchase some BitTrue and maybe a few others. Not big bags at all, and some wild cards. And the structure of this portfolio moving into the four-year cycle is slightly different. I'm following really what the big boys are doing here. And, you know, I've got quite strong positions in ETH, and I'm not holding a huge amount of BTC right now. I may, if we see it dropping down, I will I may take a punt in it just to hold some for the rotation. But most of the money rotates from Bitcoin down into and Ethereum down into the alts eventually. So having either ETH or Bitcoin positions wouldn't be a bad idea. Anyhow, the diversity is an important part of any structure of portfolio. Our tokens that we're holding in the XRP ecosystems, and XLM, Stellar Lumens, and also XDC are predominantly finance and cross-border related. But they're quite slow on the mark when it comes to Web3 uptake. I think that they'll have their day in the future, but other chains like Hedera, Algorand, well, maybe not Algorand so much, but certainly Hedera, certainly Solana, certainly Avalanche are streets ahead right now. And so you've got to make some smart decisions based upon the number of developers working on these chains. You can look at these on-chain metrics and figure them out. Look at chain analysis websites and things like that, and you can start to figure out a very structured portfolio that will give you exposure to some of these L1s and the growth that they might see. If their on-chain analysis is showing very good signals and good metrics, as in extremely good wallet growth, good developer, good GitHub repository inputs, good DApp creation, like in terms of volume, and good on-chain kind of throughput on the metrics, it would be foolish not to hold these L1s. So as part of any structured portfolio, it's good to have diversity. These L1s will perform almost probably like mini nation states in the future. If you think about this, is the conversation I was having with my friend last night. In terms that you look at the size of these L1s, they'll have tokens, they'll have governance, which is a currency on that chain. They'll have metaverses built out on them. We're talking 2030 out into the future now. Each of these L1s will be like mini nation states. They'll have their own currency, their own voting rights. They'll have all their own commerce on there through the metaverse. So they will act as mini countries, and they will get significant adoption where the metaverse and commerce related activity is going to be kind of where all that lies. So this is why diversity is important. Holding these down now gives you an opportunity to hold some of that network for the future. It's unlike the internet where you didn't have a chance to invest in the underlying infrastructure. This you do. So that's a bit of a hint to you as to what I'm doing. It's not financial advice, it's just the way I'm doing things. And of course I will rotate some of my XRP profits in the future into the layer ones if they haven't gone in the meantime. XRP's charts looking far different than a lot of the others. If you compare the XRP chart to the Solana chart, I mean, I've always said that these other L1s seem to have got a lot of fresh air beneath them yet, although that's making kind of nice higher highs here now. That chart looks quite meaty all of a sudden. Things may be looking changey, like a breakout. But remember, when Bitcoin rolls over, these L1s will roll over as well, and there'll be other buying opportunities maybe by the middle of next year. Don't rush your positions. Well, I'm certainly not rushing my positions anyway. But if you look at the difference in the charts, I'd say that this has got a bit more to come down back in the future. Whereas if you look at the trajectory of the accumulation on the XRP chart, it's so different. That's aggressive. Look at this here. You can see this. Oh gosh, why is my computer acting so duff today? We got no, doesn't want to do that. Doesn't want to do a line today. No. Okay, cool. The computer's not playing up completely. All right, there we go. No, still not playing up. Is it because it's in green? Right, we'll go yellow. Maybe it's that. No, still not working. Okay, so you can see, if you just follow my cursor, you can see the aggressive uptrend of accumulation, which looks really different as opposed to the Solana chart, where you've got this kind of, it feels like it's going to fall off the bloody cliff, right? And I do see it entering in the future, going probably back down to its lows of the year, as will Algorand, as will Cardano, as will Hedera. They're in this kind of relief rally phase that generally peters out and comes back down to the mean average at some point. Anyway, food for thought. INEOS, a couple of things to mention about INEOS. This is the rebranding of Flare Finance. If you've been in the space for a while, they have just released an airdrop. The last, one of the, not the last, beg your pardon, the one of 12 airdrops of DFLR. they've got a couple of threads about it on their channel. Go and have a look. This DFLR, you have 30 days to go and burn it to turn it into HEL, one of their other tokens. And you now have, this is all on the Flare network now, so DFLR will be sent an airdrop to you on the FLR network. There's some, please don't ask many things in the comments for it. I really don't have the time to explain it in total full. There is a great, where are we? There's a few tweet threads on here. Actually, I posted them in my Twitter yesterday. Because scroll down and have a look at my Twitter. There is some great instructions there, and a guy called Flintstone has been answering some really good questions on there. I will find the tweets and post them in the links of this video. But so the DFLR was airdropped. It's called Helion, the HLN, so it was airdropped to your respective wallets, and it is claimable, but you have to burn it to claim this HLN. There is multiple tweets explaining how you go about doing this, but it's worth a heads up for you all now. I've just managed to get mine done yesterday and burnt and claimed my first batch. There'll be 11 more airdrops of the DFLR onto the Flare networks, which you then have to burn. A little cool thing in the DeFi ecosystems, then you can take this Helion and stake it, which I need to do later on today, in one of their DeFi pools. And then for participation, you get larger rewards each month. So worth a look. Anyway, this is the rebranding of Flare Finance, if you hadn't been aware. The last little thing, we'll close out on something rather interesting. So, you know, in these images here, this is the Ripple Riddler. I've been focusing on having a look at this. This is a dragon, not a phoenix. It's coming out of the smoke of the pipe of the old elite that have been in charge of the banking system. You can see his pipe here, and you can see the smoke, but the dragon's tail, and then the dragon itself is rising up. Now, I've always felt that this didn't quite sit right with this image here. They felt like a continuation. What I feel now is that the calendar, I'm referring to the two calendars. So you can see the calendar of BG123 here. In December, we've seen before that there is no X's on the month of December. And then, you know, everything is very defensive in this Christmas scene. And then you've got these 12 window panes in the Ripple Riddler image, which is indicative of a calendar again. This is how they do things. And you've got entrance for January, February, March, April, and then you've got May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December again, kind of the same kind of window with nothing in it. But you've got the dragon here, and the year of the dragon is 2024. And so Chinese New Year ending on the January 28th, 2025. So Chinese Year of the Dragon. So that's something to think about. Not certain by any means, but it's something to have a ponder over. Where are they now? And I think that that's what they're referring to, is that you've got, you know, that marries up quite nicely with the data that I have. That, you know, when you see a blow up in the space, it'll probably be 2024 onwards as the Bitcoin cycles wind themselves up. Anyway, food for thought there for you. Nothing is set in stone. We don't know anything really. We're always guessing at these things. Anyway, if you enjoy the video, it's a bit of a rant and a bit of a random video today, please like and subscribe and drop a comment. I'm always busy in the comments saying hello to everyone. Yeah, and share the video if that's what you want to do. Anyway, have a great day. Have a great weekend, and see you all in the next video. Be blessed.